All right, welcome back, everybody. A new book is shining a light on Alzheimer's and dementia. Visited Mom Today is a collection of conversations that author John Scully had with residents in his mom's nursing home.
They're going to have you laughing out loud and tearing up and thinking of your own experiences. John is here now joining us in studio to talk all about it. Thank you for being here, John.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
John, I know you and David from the Gulf Road days. And
years.
Years.
Yes, years.
How are you?
We're great.
It's good to
How
see
are
you. Yeah, we pop into each other every
now and then.
Yes.
Restaurants mostly.
It's good. Exactly.
Yeah, so this is a treasure of sweet stories, relatable stories. I mean, so many people are going through this. So what made you decide to share these stories and write this book?
Well, I started having conversations with these residents, and what was really interesting was I thought I had a really sweet one, so I put it on Facebook, and I got such a great response from people that I thought, you know, I would keep sharing these conversations, and then people started saying, well, you have so many of these, you need to put them in a collection or a book, because they will help people who are going through this with their loved one know how they might be able to communicate with them.
John, tell us about your mom. She passed this past June at 93. God bless her. But she had dementia starting at 78.
78. She was diagnosed with Alzheimer's. She was 16 years ago. She was in a memory care unit for 13 years.
That's a long time.
It was a long time. In 8 years, she was nonverbal.
Nonverbal.
So that's why when we visited, my siblings and I visited, we went to places where there were other people and talked to the residents, because she could still be engaged in conversation, maybe not just joining in.
I thought that was one of the most interesting things. You said that even though she had no memory, that you found that people's core being, their core personality, their soul, if you will, it doesn't change.
Doesn't change. Doesn't change. So one of the most important things I learned was, in order to have these conversations, you need to step into their reality.
Right,
okay.
which I
rather than have them step into ours, because they can't
do that.
So if I sat down with somebody and to talk, and they would say, oh, I can only talk for a little while because I have to go to work. What I would say is, oh, instead of you don't work anymore, I would say, where do you work? And what do you do at the job? And what town is it in? And just saying those kinds of questions, all of these conversations would come up.
And that's not a bad thing.
No.
To step into their world and go with them.
You have to. And we're so used to trying to correct people, but what happens is it gets really frustrating for the person who has dementia or Alzheimer's, because they know they're doing something wrong, but they don't know what they're doing.
Oh, that's such a good point, John.
So what happens is, if you step into their reality, they still are able to engage and be open, and you're not frustrated trying to correct them.
I mean, it reminds me of the other end of the spectrum. We're so willing, when kids are in their fantasy world, to jump in with them and say, really? Who is your imaginary friend? Or where is the dragon?
Exactly right.
So what you're saying is we need to kind of tap into the skills we would use with our young kids or your grandkids, and those can help you.
I've heard people say, let's play pretend. That's sort of what you need to think. I say it's sort of like being in an improvisational troupe. You take your cue from the last thing said, and you just run with it.
Oh, that's a good way.
Yeah.
Tell me your mother and your relationship with your mother. It was a close one.
It was a very close one. I'm one of 6 children.
Wow.
So we were very lucky that we had a lot of support among ourselves. So we were all very close. She was a woman that was meant to be a mother. Yeah. And she loved having her children around her, and her very favorite time was raising her children. So it was really wonderful.
Did you find it hard to write the book, or was it easy?
I didn't find it hard. It was really nice. One of the things I liked about it was people said that it could help other people on their journey.
That motivated you.
And so really my hope is that after reading these conversations, that people will spend less time mourning the person they're losing and more time loving the people they have in the moment.
Which is great.
That's great.
So
and
awesome.
It's a wonderful thing if you have someone in your life. So many of us know someone who is either suffering or a friend who's going through this. You can buy John's book, Visited Mom Today. It's right now on Amazon. For more information, you can also go to visitedmomtoday.com. That's right on your screen. Also, find him on Instagram at Visited Mom Today. I like the title too.
Yeah, it's how I started all the posts, because I would come home that day.
I visited Mom today,
and then I'd do the conversation.
We got to do dinner soon. I haven't seen you in 100 years.
Yeah.
All right, we'll be in touch.
We're always running into each other.
I know, exactly. So we might as well run into each other and have dinner together.
Sit at the table.
Thanks,
all right,
John.
still ahead on this Thursday afternoon, playing and learning at the same time. We're going to be checking out 5 great new toys that can help teach children social and emotional skills.
And a summer send-off for our very own Channel 3 lobster roll champ. Yes, the Inner Shore. took home the big win in our summer poll where tens of thousands of you voted. Today, they're here in studio, our lucky day, right in the Great Day Kitchen. We'll be right back.